The Xiegu G-106. Love it, hate it, or something in between. I just purchased this Xiegu. It's my first one. I got it from our friends at Radioddity. They had it on sale, and I also used a discount coupon from Steve over at Temporarily Offline. Thanks, Steve. So this allowed me to purchase an HF radio for less than $250. Now, that's kind of unheard of. Now, again, there are folks that love this radio, there are folks that hate this radio, and there are a lot of people in between. So let me explain why I got it. It's a QRP rig. My QRP radio of choice is the Xiegu FT817. I've had it for a number of years. I've spent a lot of trouble-free hours with that radio. But I realized when I was watching a video by Tracy, VE3TWM up in Canada there, Outdoors on the Air, he did a video some time ago where he went out to a park, a relatively remote location, and set his gear up, and the radio he was going to use had something wrong with it. But he had a second rig with him. And it dawned on me, I was like, I go out and do a lot of these activations and field day and things like that. I mean, certainly not as much as everybody else does, but I didn't have a backup radio. I didn't want to wind up buying a new radio that I would say, this is going to be my main radio for QRP, and the 817 is going to take the back seat. The 817 is a rock solid rig, so there's no reason for me to not use that anymore. So that's why I went with the 106. So this isn't going to be an unboxing. I'm just going to open the thing up, take a look at it, and fire it up and see if we can make a contact on it from the home station, and then hopefully it'll work when we get it out in the field. I've already opened this, so this is really no surprise. I just kept it all stored in here. Here's the manual, registration card. Yeah, right. Have you ever mailed one of those in your life? Programming cable. There's the microphone. And here's the power cable comes with it. I put a couple of Anderson power poles on it because I'll be using it that way. And here's the radio. Very compact. And let's check it out. For this test, I'm going to use my Bio-Eno battery to power the radio, and I'll connect it to my 3-element beam up on the roof for 10, 15, and 20 meters, and we'll see what's going on. On the back of the radio, DC in, your accessory port, COM port, code key, ground, and your antenna port. Notice it is a BNC, so if you're going to use it with a PL259, you will need an adapter. I have said adapter. So let's put everything together. On the front of the radio, we have a mic port, buttons for menus when we get there. There's the power button, this little red button on the top, and we'll learn what these things are when we get there. So let's power it up. Okay, we're hearing something already. First thing I'm noticing, even sitting on a desktop, I would imagine on a tabletop, down like this, really difficult to see it, so we're going to have to prop it up with something. I've got a little battery pack here. I'm going to slide underneath it for now. Okay, now I can kind of see the display, and so can you. So let's, I'm just going to fiddle around with it and see what we get. I'll turn it up a little bit. It feels like a little detent thing as you move the main tuning knob. Feels a little weird. Okay, kind of quiet here on 20, a couple of... The volume control also has detents to them. All right, let's try changing bands. Okay, there's 15. Okay, we're kind of quiet on 15 today. Let's try 10. Very quiet on 10. Okay, back to 20 we go. I like there's a little bit of a display here, band activity. That's kind of cute. This is the mode button. All right, let's press this, see what happens. Okay, so looks like it's the mode, but yep, there's different modes. Okay, and it says pre. Oh, well, that brought the receiver to life. So I pressed that button, and it sounds like the receive preamp came up. So the S meter, a little hard to read. You see it says S8, it's S7, a couple of peaks for S9. If you tap the power button while it's on, turns the light off. So I guess if you're outside, you can see that better? Don't know. I guess to save battery. I get that. We'll have to break into the manual now and see what those 4 buttons are for. First thing I noticed in the manual that I learned is press one of these and hold it, and that will change the steps, your tuning steps. So I think I want to have it there. Yeah, I kind of like that better. I kind of like the old-fashioned feel of spinning a dial. Pressing both of these together locks it, and pressing again unlocks it. I'm not going to bother doing that. Okay. Ooh. Aha. Oops. I pressed the volume button, and now the audio's coming out of the speaker mic. Okay, I really don't like that. It doesn't really sound all that good. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like there's a protected jack here to hook up an external mic, I believe. So I don't know if I would like that idea of having 2 wires hanging on the mic. So we'll go back to this. I do know one thing about this radio. There is no external speaker connection except for the one on the mic. I'm not crazy about that, but again, it's a backup radio. Okay, let's keep exploring. Tapping any one of these buttons brings you into the menu mode, and you see 1 of 5. You turn the main tuning knob, you go to page 2 of 5, page 3 of 5, page 4 of 5, and page 5 of 5. So I'm not going to go through all of these. I think we can figure out what they are. VFO memory, AB, memory write, memory clear. This is CW filter. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay, you can select. Oh, look at that. You can select the bandwidth of the CW filter. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Okay. Let's change modes. Okay. Now if I go into the CW filter. Yep, there you go. I like the fact it's got a CW filter built in. Of course, if you're an 817 owner, you know that it didn't come with one, and you had to find one, and finding one these days is really hard. I found one. I was very lucky. Okay, CWT. CWT is CW side tone. Okay, that's fine. Again, I don't do a lot of CW operations in the field, so this page won't get a whole lot of work for me. Let's see. Next page. Key rate, key mode. Oh, okay, so I'm assuming that's for the built-in keyer. Yep, iambic mode, I'm guessing that is. Okay. According to the manual, this is startup information settings. Oh, I can put my call sign in it. Well, I guess we should do that, huh? I don't know if you saw what I did there. You scroll to what you want, the character you want, and I'm going to go now to 2. 2, press the tuning knob, puts it in. I'm going to assume it goes back to the uppercase here. Here we go. C, J, B, save. Okay, let's see if that took. You have to hold the power button for it to turn off. It says bye. Turn it on, and it should have there's my call sign. Well, how about that? Okay, that worked. All right, let's go to the next page, see what else we have here. SPL is a split. I'm assuming, right? It says pilot frequency mode. I'm going to assume that means a split. That's my assumption. I could be wrong. Feel free to bash me in the comments if I'm wrong. Display mode. All right, what does that give me? Scope plus. Oh, look at that. I can have just a scope. I can have big scope. Huh, all right. Let's see what big scope looks like. Let's get out of this mode. Oh, there's the big scope. Well, what did I lose? Looks like I lost the S meter. Okay. So I don't think I want big scope. Scope plus S, I prefer that. And it should go back to scope plus S. There we go. Okay, good. We like that. All right, let's continue on along here. Version, let's see what we got in here. Version 1.2. And that's from 2022. I believe there are later versions. I'm going to have to look into doing that update. Okay. And let's see. The last page. Waveform. Oh, last wideband FM. So you can use it as a radio. Okay. All right, good. BSM band selection. As opposed to band selection. Oh, ham bands. Okay, makes sense. That had a little bounce to it, that button, doesn't it? Okay. MG, according to the book, hand microphone gain. All right, let's see what that's set to. 20. Yeah, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Always helps when you're in the field. Oh, that's full. Wow, it goes to 0 to 30, I guess. Okay, we'll leave it at 20. We'll leave it at 20. Okay. Save. And transmit power. We leave that to high because we're hams. All right. Well, let's turn around and see if we can find somebody on here.
Very good. Nice strong signal. Thank you. 73 QRZ from W9 Charlie Echo, Quebec.
Kilo 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo.
Kilo 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo, 59 Illinois, over.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for the 59 Illinois. You're also 59, beautiful signal into Weetog, Connecticut. Charlie Tango, QSL.
Very good. Thank you. 73 QRZ from Whiskey 9 Charlie Echo, Quebec.
Well, there you have it. The radio works. I made a contact with it. Okay, first impressions right out of the box. This is my first time really playing with this radio. Of course, I got to learn my way around the menus. No big deal. You have to do that with any new radio you get, so we'll get used to that. Speaker quality. I'm going to put that in the not so good category. It's okay. Very distorted. I found myself having to crank the audio all the way up, and with the preamp on, it really just kind of overdrove it. So I know the external speaker connections on the mic, and maybe there's a way I can route a wire inside the coil. I don't know. I'll think of something, but not crazy about how that sounds. 5x9, of course, I'm running through a tri-element beam, heading no point in that guy's direction. But still, QRP rig, 5.9 into Illinois. All right, I'll take that. It works. It was a contact, right? Okay, the display, not bad. You can make out the waveform on it. It's really just a spotter. You might see another big signal somewhere you can tune down to. Other than that, first impressions, not a bad radio. I would put it in the not a bad radio for a backup category, which is exactly why I got it. So we're coming up to the summer. We're coming up to field day and POTA activations and camping trips. So I'm going to take this radio with me, and we'll try it out. We'll put it up against the 817. Somehow I think the 817 is going to beat it, but that's okay. This was sub $250. So that's the way you got to look at these things, right? Find the purpose for this tool, and the purpose for this tool is a backup to my 817. So I'm not completely dead in the water if I go out to activate a park or go camping with it or whatever I'm doing with it. So do you have a G-106? If you do, what am I doing wrong with it? Maybe there's some things I can do to improve it. I know I need to upgrade the software in it. I know that's an old version. I have to update that. So that'll be a project. Whenever I do software updates, I'm always like, boy, I hope this works. And I don't brick the radio. So if you have a 106, let me know what you think of it. If you had a 106 and got rid of it, let me know the things you didn't like about it. So that's it. The G106. I have one now, and we're going to start using it. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe. You know the drill with all those things. And until next time, 73 from K2 CJB.